All right, welcome to another deep dive, everybody. Today, we're going to be tackling Salesforce Flow.
Okay.
And you've sent over some really interesting stuff about it. So I know you're trying to get a grip on how it's changing the way businesses do their work.
Yeah.
Maybe getting ready for a new project or just trying to stay ahead of the curve.
Right.
But either way, I think we're going to uncover some really cool insights on like automation and what this means for Salesforce consultants.
Definitely. I think one of the things that really jumped out at me from the stuff you sent
Okay.
is this idea that businesses aren't just automating tasks anymore.
Hmm.
They're actually like rethinking whole processes.
Oh, wow.
And the sources you sent point to companies getting more agile, not just faster.
Right.
And I think that's huge in today's market.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's jump right in. So you included some information about this guy, Wesley Moella.
Yeah.
He's a Salesforce developer who's kind of making a name for himself in the automation world.
Yeah.
What was it about his profile that caught your eye?
I think it's his experience. It really shows like how technical skills and strategy are coming together now.
Okay.
Because he's not just like building automations, he's designing solutions,
Yeah.
making marketing smoother, even working at the board level.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he seems super involved in that UK Salesforce consultants and contractors community,
Oh, yeah.
building projects, writing blog posts. Clearly loves this stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So he's all about Salesforce Flow, right?
Right.
Can you give me the rundown? What is it and why is everybody going crazy for automation these days?
So Salesforce Flow is basically a powerful automation engine that's built into the Salesforce platform.
Okay.
And the reason everyone's so excited about automation, well, think about it. Businesses always want to do more with less,
Right, especially now.
especially now.
Yeah.
But processes that rely on people are slow, they cause errors,
Huh?
and they create bottlenecks that stop businesses from growing.
Makes sense.
So automation is a way to escape those limits.
So it's more than just saving time like automating emails or data entry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about facing bigger challenges, like
Mhm.
getting rid of those data silos, making sure you're following the rules,
Okay.
and building processes that can change with the business.
So that's where Salesforce Flow comes
That's
from.
where it shines. Yeah.
Okay, I get that Flow is powerful. But can you give me an example of what this looks like in the real world?
Sure. Imagine a manufacturing company.
Okay.
They're having a nightmare with their supply chain.
Oh, yeah.
Orders are disappearing, deliveries are late.
Oh, man.
It's chaos.
Right.
But with Salesforce Flow, they can automate the entire process.
Okay.
From when an order is placed to tracking inventory to confirming the delivery.
Mhm.
This gets rid of human errors, speeds up delivery times,
Yeah.
and ultimately leads to happier customers and a healthier bottom line.
That's a pretty good argument for using Flow in manufacturing.
Yeah.
But what about other industries? Is this just a solution for specific sectors or is it more flexible?
One thing that struck me about the research you sent was
Yeah.
just how many different ways Flow is being used.
Oh, wow.
We've got examples from healthcare,
Okay.
where it's used to make patient onboarding and appointment scheduling smoother, to financial services, where it's making sure companies follow regulations through things like automated document approvals and checks.
Oh, interesting.
It's clear that Flow is made to work in different industries and for different uses.
So it's not just a one-size-fits-all solution.
Right.
It's more like a flexible tool that can be adjusted to fit the specific needs of a business.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so powerful.
Yeah.
It's not just about automating tasks.
Mm.
It's about creating smart workflows that improve entire processes.
I-
And that's true no matter what industry you're in.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It sounds like Flow is really connecting what businesses need with the technology to do it.
Yeah.
But one of the most talked about things with Flow is it's like no code, low code approach.
Mm-hmm.
So does this mean anyone can build automations now, even if they don't know much about coding?
Yeah, that's the idea. And it's a big change.
Great.
Before, you needed to know a lot about coding to build these complicated automations.
Right.
But with Flow's visual interface and drag and drop features, anyone can create automations without needing to write a single line of code.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So is this the end for the traditional Salesforce consultant?
Mm-hmm.
If anyone can build these automations, why would companies even need experts?
That's a question a lot of people are asking.
Yeah.
But even with these no-code, low-code advancements, there's still a big need for skilled consultants.
Really?
Yeah, think of it this way. Flow gives you the building blocks,
Okay.
but you still need an architect to design a building that actually works and is efficient.
Makes sense.
Consultants understand business processes, best practices, and the ins and outs of Salesforce.
So it's more about them changing what they focus on rather than disappearing completely.
Exactly. Instead of spending all their time writing code, consultants can focus on bigger tasks like analyzing business needs, designing complex workflows, and optimizing automations for maximum impact.
So they become more like strategic advisors,
Right.
helping companies figure out the best way to use flow to reach their goals.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's kind of like having a GPS.
Mm-hmm.
You might be able to get to your destination on your own, but a GPS helps you find the best route and avoid any surprises along the way.
That's a great analogy.
Thanks.
And in the world of Salesforce, those surprises can be expensive.
Right.
A poorly designed automation can mess up data, break down processes, and even cause compliance issues.
Yikes.
Having a skilled consultant on board can prevent those risks and make sure your automations are actually helping your business, not hurting it.
So it's not just about building automations, it's about building them the right way.
Exactly. That's where the real value of a Salesforce consultant comes in. They
Right.
have the expertise and experience that's needed to get the most out of flow and avoid potential problems.
This sounds like good news for anyone working in the Salesforce world.
Yeah, definitely.
Whether you're an experienced developer wanting to learn new skills or someone who just wants to take control of their processes, Flow seems to be opening doors for everyone.
I agree. I think that's one of the coolest things about this technology.
Mm.
It's making automation accessible, giving people and businesses the power to work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
And it's creating a whole new type of Salesforce professional, someone who can bridge the gap between tech and business strategy.
It all sounds very futuristic.
Mm.
But if we zoom out for a second, what does this mean for the future of work in general?
Okay.
Is automation going to take over all our jobs?
That's a question that comes up all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's understandable. But I think it's important to see automation not as a replacement for humans,
Okay.
but as a tool that can help us do our jobs better and free us from boring, repetitive tasks.
Okay, so instead of spending our time on things that machines can do better, we can focus our energy on work that requires creativity, problem solving, and interacting with other people.
Yeah, work that's more meaningful.
So it's not about humans versus machines.
Right.
It's about
Yeah.
humans and machines working together to be more efficient and productive.
Right.
And I guess this collaboration could lead to more fulfilling and meaningful work experiences for everyone.
Exactly.
So instead of getting bogged down by manual tasks,
Yeah.
we can focus on the things that really matter.
Mhm.
Innovation, collaboration,
Yeah.
and making a positive impact.
I agree completely.
So in a way, automation is actually helping us be more human at work.
Yeah, I think there's a good argument for that.
Okay.
By letting machines handle the tasks they're better at, we can focus on what makes us uniquely human
Yeah.
and maybe even rediscover the joy and purpose in our work.
Yeah. That's a really optimistic way to look at it.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's kind of a relief to hear.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in worrying about jobs disappearing, but what you're saying highlights how automation could actually make work better for people.
Right. I think the potential is huge, especially with all the progress in artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Mm-hmm.
These technologies are letting us automate more and more complex tasks,
Right.
which frees up even more time and energy for people to focus on things like critical thinking and coming up with new ideas.
So instead of seeing automation as a threat,
Yeah,
we should see it as a chance to change our roles and find new ways of working.
exactly. And that means changing the way we think, both as individuals and as organizations.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be proactive about learning new skills, committing to lifelong learning, and adapting to the changing workplace.
It makes me think about Wesley and Moella's story.
Oh, yeah.
He's clearly not afraid to embrace new technologies and see what's possible with Salesforce.
Right.
It's really inspiring to see someone so passionate about using automation to make a real difference.
He's definitely a leader in the field,
Yeah.
and his success shows how important it is to stay ahead of the curve when it comes to technology.
Mhm.
The Salesforce world is always changing, and the people who are willing to learn and adapt are the ones who will succeed.
So for our listener who's been learning all about Salesforce Flow and the future of automation, what's the one thing you'd want them to take away from all of this?
I think the most important thing is to be curious about automation and willing to try new things.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to jump in, learn the tools, and figure out how to apply them to your own work or industry.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
It's all about embracing change and recognizing the potential for growth and innovation.
Yeah.
And who knows, Maybe our listener will be the next Wesley Moella finding new ways to use Salesforce Flow to change businesses and create a more human-centered workplace.
I have no doubt we'll keep seeing incredible innovation in this area. The possibilities are endless.
Well, this has been a really insightful deep dive into the world of Salesforce Flow and the future of automation.
It has.
Thanks so much for sharing your expertise and insights with us today.
It's been my pleasure. I'm always happy to talk about how technology can change things for the better.
And to our listener, thanks for joining us on this journey. We hope this deep dive has given you a better understanding of how Salesforce Flow is shaking things up for businesses and how you can use it to achieve your own goals. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the limits of what's possible. Till next time, happy automating.